Hey team, today we're going to talk really briefly about lubrication. As the weather outside has gotten cold and wet, there's some things you may have to lubricate. For example, these lift cylinders can start to get squeaky when they get moist and cold. It's like mine isn't, it was doing just a minute ago. Anyway, we'll lubricate that up and then show some other points that should be lubricated. I have been using TriFlow lubricant for most of the areas that I think are critical to be lubricated on a routine preventative maintenance method. So I'll just show you where I like to apply these right now so you have an idea of what might be places to look out for. So I've got a small amount on a rag. I'm just going to put it onto this shaft and around the shaft seal to make sure there's some lubrication on it and that it's also cleaned up nicely. Let's see if that stops some of the squeaking. Let's give it a test. Yeah, so no problem. The next area is a little more difficult to get to, so we're going to spray a little bit on into the Q-tip. And then we're going to take that, and if you look into the charging port, the little pin that comes out that locks the charging handle into place, binds up, so I want to make sure there's enough lubricant on that piece that it doesn't have any problem with binding up. Next critical location is actually the door latch or B-pillar latch at the bottom. There's been reports of it getting corroded if not lubricated and sticking, so the back door doesn't open correctly. So putting some lubrication in this area and on the top latch for this door as well is a good idea. Here is the example of the top latch mechanism as well. So again, just spray some of the lubricant on there and it should be fine. We also have the front and back door hinge mechanisms. There's the hinge there. There's the lower hinge right there. And there's also a little tensioning spring bar. I'm not sure what the name of it is. That needs some lubrication as well. You can see there's a little bit of scoring on it here in mine. It depends really on the weather conditions that you're in, but those would also need to be periodically lubricated. Finally, if we have a Rex unit, you want to make sure to lubricate where the locking pin goes through in this area. So make sure that there's at least some level of lubrication on this plastic, so if it's got some wear and tear, that there's no binding going on between those two surfaces. Usually spray a little bit of oil on the rear trunk lid latch as well to make sure there's no problem. Also the front frunk latch, just to make sure everything is protected from moisture and lubricated. And those are really the main hot spots you have to deal with.